Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a Knight of Wands. That is very powerful energy. That's very active. This is kind of an instant reaction to something. You know, this is us kind of getting the impulse. We're jumping on our horse and we're out the door. You know, so let's see what we're doing with all of this. Is really a lot of like we wake up in the morning and we jump out of bed, right? Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I see why. Because there's that Ace of Cups out there. And this could be that you've really fallen in love with something, right? That makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning and go after it. And this is the best feeling ever. And I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if you ever get it. Just that feeling of being so excited. So excited to get up and start your work, start your day, start your effort, start your activities. That we just, we leap out of bed. I kind of feel like you're sleeping in your clothes here, and you almost like you can't sleep. You're just so energized for this. It's really the best feeling ever. Let's keep going. We have the Hermit energy down below. The Two of Cups, yeah, see? We've fallen in love with something, and now we can't wait to wake up every day and go do it. This is either that best job, this is that passion of yours, that project, that artistic endeavor, this is maybe the relationship, maybe this is your family, maybe this is whatever it is, right? And we have the Six. So here we have kind of the group, and we have you apart from the group, right? And we've got a 2. Wow, look at that, 2 and 2. Now I think you're really being inspired to do more because you have this love in your heart, because this Ace of Cups is so active inside of you right now. It's inspiring so many more choices for you. This is you acting from emotion, which, is usually probably not the best thing to do, right? But when this is such a pure emotion of a 2, right? It's not a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of cups. It's an ace and a 2. It's very pure. So this is giving you that kind of love and inspiration and devotion and passion and compassion too, to go and make all sorts of changes in life, make all sorts of kind of new connections. Now another ace. Ace and 2, ace and 2. Got a lot of good cards here. We've got the Hanged Man too. This is really nice. I think the Hanged Man is, it's kind of like, the Hanged Man is you realizing that, yeah, you deserve to feel this good, right? And you deserve to have this kind of, to be inspired by whatever this love is. This could be the love of a pet, but it doesn't matter what the thing is. It doesn't matter what the details are. It's the fact that you wake up in the morning and your heart is full, right? That's what we want. And that is that fullness in our heart is taking you out into the world, and you're accomplishing so much more. This is the real once-in-a-lifetime jackpot in life, is to wake up feeling that your heart is full. Not because you have everything you want, not because you have all the diamonds and all the money and all the cars and things like this, but because you have love. You have people that love you, whether it's pets, plants, your neighbors. You've got a life that is full of love right now, and I think it is truly inspiring for you. I think it makes you want to get up and run around the block a million times, right? It makes you want to get up and start doing things. Right, start making a difference in the world, start new projects, continue old projects. Makes you want to go and finally clean out the basement, It really is this motivating, revitalizing kind of energy. This is now, we feel like a kid again, you know. And this is really nice. And I think it's really, in some ways, it's taking you out of yourself a bit, right? Because we've got this Six of Pentacles up here. Now, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down over here. We're going to put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right on top. We're not looking at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together and it will give us our confirmation. If you have a prediction about the card, put it in the comments, all right? Let's look around. Let's find our major arcana. We've got 1, we've got 2. Sometimes the Hanged Man is a card that has to do with suffering, with hardship, with punishment, right? I feel like in this case, it really is, it's feeling to me like you've suffered enough in life. You're ready for some love. You're ready to have things start going your way. You know, you're ready to then, it's kind of like you're coming out of this period of hermit mode. You're coming out of this maybe dark night, this very introspective period of time where you've immersed yourself into yourself. You've done the spiritual work. You've done the internal work. And you're ready now to turn this Hanged Man upside down into the position of triumph. Right? And I think that's what's going on here. These are really stunning cards. Okay, we've got our 2 majors. We've got a little bit of fire. We have our water and our water. We've got our air and our air. We've got our earth, earth, and earth. And I think that it's, in a lot of ways, it's the water energy. It's the acceptance of love in your life. Love for self, love for others, love for the world. I don't know what's inspiring you. This 2 of Cups, I don't know what exactly this is. If this is a new relationship, if this is a pet, if this is a spiritual experience, if this was a creative thing, if this was something that happened at work, or if this is just one day you woke up and you realized that your life was full of love. I don't know exactly the details, but I know it's here. And I know that it is inspiring you to want to do all sorts of other things with your life. Now it's like we don't know what to do first, right? But it's bringing you out of yourself and it's putting you in touch with the whole. It's putting you in touch with your family, with the neighborhood, with the community, with the city, with the country that you're in, with the universe, right? We realize that we're part of this cooperative now. And it's kind of like we're inspired to go out and just walk around the neighborhood and see if there's anybody that needs our help. You know, see somebody mowing their lawn. Hey, let me push the mower for a few minutes for you. You know, we feel that good. We want other people to feel good now. Could you imagine, right? That's extraordinary. I mean, most of the time, I think we exist on this plane where we're trying to just get through our day. I just want to get through the day where I don't feel too horrible, let alone I feel so good. I'm going around to see where I can spread some of this joy. Yeah, that's stunning. And I think this is the real spiritual jackpot. This is that feeling, and it's not dependent on that relationship. It's not dependent on getting that promotion. I think it's way more general than that. This is something that has woken you up to the fact that love is here, it's all around us, right? And the important part that we have to realize, especially with the Hanged Man and the air cards, is that not every day is going to be a big win. It's not like you got into this perfect, ideal relationship, and now suddenly you have all this overflowing joy and love, and it's always going to be that way. Well, what if you break up? What if you have an argument? What if you have a bad day, right? What if you lose your job? What if the stock market goes down? Are we going to be sent right back to kind of hermit mode, Hanged Man, where we came from, right? That's something we have to guard against. And I'm not trying to like drag down our good time here or be a bummer or be a wet blanket on things, but we have to be aware of that. We can't attach that power to that event or that object. Okay? That's why I always say it doesn't matter what happened, doesn't matter what you're doing, it's how and why. And it's kind of like what the result of that is. So whatever the Two of Cups is for you, let's hang on to this feeling of having this fullness, having this overflowing love, this overflowing joy in life. even when the next bad thing happens to you. Because I guarantee you're going to stub your toe again someday. You're going to get a flat tire someday, right? Someday there's going to be something that is not the highest expression of joy. And we have to be ready to handle it, okay? We have to be ready to keep our consciousness fixed in our heart here. Keep our consciousness here in this Ace of Cups, even when the ups and downs of the world, the roller coaster of the world, takes us for a ride. Okay? And I think that's why it's very important that you do use this time in your life to establish connections and become part of something bigger than yourself. Find a way that you can be a part of something, to be of service to a greater purpose, a greater mission, right? And maybe that's what the Two of Cups is about. Maybe that's you finding your mission, finding what gives you purpose and meaning in your life. And now, of course, it's going to be a struggle. It's something you're going to have to work toward. So there's going to be good days and bad days, but that feeling's never going to go away. This is my mission. Now, maybe the details will change over time, but those are just details. Who cares about the details, right? The Three of Pentacles over here kind of shows that for us, that the details really don't matter. What matters is the potential for that kind of an experience, right? We have the 2 plus the Ace, right? Give us the 3. And this is realizing that if we have this sense of purpose and meaning, and maybe this is like our destiny, if we have this depth to our experience, to our feelings, then it doesn't really matter what we do. The details will change. But there's always that potential that we have to just bring this. We have to behave based on these emotions, this sense of meaning and purpose, right? So it doesn't. Whatever you do, you're bringing your sense of meaning and love and joy and beauty and all this great Ace of Cups stuff. You're bringing all this energy into everything you do. So it's not about those details, you see. But I feel like you've been through a period of introspection. I don't know how long it lasts, several months probably, but I feel like you've discovered a lot. I feel like you've processed a lot of things in your life. Here's the Ace of Swords. I feel like you've let go of a lot of kind of a weight of baggage. You feel lighter, right? You've let go of a lot of painful experiences, painful memories, maybe a lot of grudges. I think you've settled a lot of things in yourself, right? And I think now we have this kind of fresh perspective on the universe. This is the card that's in the position of the environment. You're kind of looking at the world. It's almost like you've been sequestered for a long time in your hermit mode, and now you're finally like opening the door and stepping outside, and the light's really, really bright, right? But it's almost as if you're seeing everything for the first time. You're finally seeing colors again. Everything looks like a masterpiece of art, right? Everything looks like it's just stunning. The colors are more vibrant, right? The sounds that the birds, like even the construction down the street sounds like music, right? We're really on this blissful wavelength. And I think it's giving you a new appreciation for the world as it is, even in all of its kind of chaos or ugliness, or even in the construction that's really just noisy. And maybe back in the day we'd be woken up by the construction and we'd get just kind of pissed off about it. But now it's just like there's people out there, they're working, they're building things, right? Everybody's supporting each other, everybody's working together. We're looking at life in a different way, it feels. Yeah. And that's kind of this higher perspective of the Queen of Swords, right? Being able to look at the bigger picture of life. And yes, we see the light and the shadow. We see the ups and downs, we see the beauty, and we see the ugliness of life. But we have a love for all, right? And I feel like we're really overflowing with that water energy. Even when we are, even when we're experiencing things that once, used to really turn us off, right? The things that we used to really kind of be averse to, like traffic or just whatever these kinds of things are. I feel like there's we're not getting angry in those kinds of ways. There's a real shift that takes place, if you're sitting in traffic and you're just angry at the traffic, and you're cursing, and you're frustrated, you don't know what to do. And then you see somebody else that's just in the same traffic as you are, but they're just kind of got a smile on their face, and they're just, they seem in a different place, you know? And I kind of feel like that's a little bit of what's going on with you. It's not that you're no longer going to be sitting in traffic. You're going to get a flat tire someday. You're going to stub your toe someday. But you realize that those are just the minor details of life, that life has this underlying joy and beauty to it, that somehow you are now a partaker of, that you've had a glimpse of that, or maybe maybe your cup is really full right now. Yeah. And we have to try to hang on to that even when we kind of come down from that state of bliss, right? Because then we're kind of back to being in traffic and really hating it. And that, I think, is really part of the hanged man work, is to realize that, yes, life is, as the Buddha said, existence is suffering. Having any kind of consciousness is automatically separating us from the whole. Just the fact that we're conscious beings shows an underlying kind of sorrow and pain in the universe, right? Because I'm not part of the whole. I'm separate from the universe now, and that's a painful thing, right? But we realize that separation, while it is painful, maybe the pain is the illusion. Because maybe the joy is to be found in us striving toward that union again, whatever that union is, these two cups coming together to form this perfect experience of the world, of life, So I know this is really kind of an abstract reading, and I'm trying to put it into some kind of practical things. I do feel like you're joining some sort of a larger group, that there's some sense of purpose here, that you're joining forces with something for the greater good, right? So there's some sort of a team or some sort of a group that you're getting involved with. I feel like you have gone through a long period of the introspective work, and now I feel as if the universe is saying, with this Hanged Man card, the universe is saying that you don't need to suffer anymore, right? And it doesn't mean that you're never going to experience a bad day, right? But this just means that it does not have to be existential suffering, Think about it as, let's say you stub your toe on something, or you're hammering something and you hit your finger, right? Do you hit your finger and you just get really, really angry? Or do you get, this happened to me the other day. I was walking around our bed in our bedroom, and we have one of those metal frames, the metal bed frames, the old school ones. And every time I go around it, I end up kicking the thing with my little pinky toe, right? And sometimes you kick it and you start jumping and hollering, it hurts so bad. And then maybe another time you kick it and you realize it hurt a little bit, but why did I react that way? It's almost like we expect things to be so much worse than they are, right? So we already have this reaction that seems appropriate, but then when we stop and we think, well, that really isn't that bad. It's in the grand scheme of things, it's not that significant. And maybe it hurt like hell, and I'm jumping and hollering for the pain of that pinky toe, but it still doesn't have the far-reaching implications that I might assume it to have in that moment, right? But very often, it seems like our reactions are kind of already predetermined. We've already have those reactions wound up, and it just takes a little something, and that reaction comes out, even though it's not really, if we stop and thought about it in the moment even, it's like, wait, why am I hopping up and down? It doesn't really hurt that bad, And so it's kind of a perception. It's kind of a way that we can look at life. And I think your perception is changing. I think the universe is saying, look, don't punish yourself. Don't suffer more than you need to, right? Let's look at the mystery card. More water energy, anyone? It could be an Empress. It could be your power card, the death card. But I'm thinking it's going to be just more water energy. Yeah. Oh no, it's justice, balance. Yeah, balance. I think this is a very appropriate card, right? For balance, because we realize that life can't be all joy and bliss, and it can't be all pain and misery. That there is this balance, this equanimity, right? Where we we stub our toe. Yeah, it hurts, but it's not the end of the world. So we have to maintain this kind of this balance in ourselves, and we try to adjust our reactions to things, and we try to kind of stop and recenter ourselves when we find ourselves in the middle of this really exaggerated response to the world. Wait a minute, it didn't hurt that bad, you know? Or wait a minute, I'm still alive, I'm still here. I don't need to suffer more than I need to. And so I feel like this is the finding of that balance. This is the finding of that kind of centeredness, that equilibrium in life. It's really, really good stuff. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Scorpio every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. And even if you have subscribed, check to make sure you're still subscribed. There have been reports of people being unsubbed from their favorite channels, unbeknownst to them. So you might want to double check. I appreciate it. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this